Okay, so all right, guys. So this next segment, Streamer Skip, we're going to talk about one series that's currently out this year and one movie that dropped. So the first up is Power Book 2, Ghost Season 1. And of course, the writer for this is Courtney Kemp. And this is a prequel to Power, the series that was on Starz, and this also is on Starz. This film or the series stars Michael Rainey Jr., Mary J. Blige, Method Man, and it picks up where Power left off. So, Brittany, were you able to check this out?
The answer is no. I decided when Power ended that I was no longer going to support any content coming from Curtis 50 Cent Jackson because he is a bully. And in my opinion, he needs to be canceled. I am just not a fan of him. And I think he needs to be thrown out. So I'm not trying to give him any of my streams, any of my numbers for him to count towards his success. So I'm not watching Power Book, Ghost Book, Ghost Before the Change, Ghost After the Death, none of that. I don't know what the series about. I don't care about a storyline with Tariq and Tasha. I don't want to see how Ghost and Angela used to be or Tommy. I will say this. I may be interested to see what Tommy is doing in LA on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. But the rest of them, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Now, I everything that you just said, I absolutely agree with. So coming into this, I did not want to watch this series. I was not interested. 50 had gotten on my nerves because of his bullying and just disrespect throughout the whole summer that he did. I was just like, okay, I don't really want to support you or anything like that. But for some odd reason, because there wasn't a lot to watch, and I just stumbled upon it, and I was like, okay, let me give it a chance. And I did. And so here are the things that I liked about the film. So, or the series, sorry. I have a newfound respect and admiration for Michael Rainey Jr. So I really love this kid. For some reason, I told you guys I've been scouring on YouTube all summer and all year. And someone did like a little mini series documentary about him on there, and it was fantastic. And it just made me fall in love with him as an actor and his dedication. I remember he was in Love as a kid with Common, and that was an indie film. I took my mom to go see that, I remember. And then he was in The Butler. He hasn't been in a lot of films, but he was also an amateur on Netflix. He's been moving his way up, and this kid is a star. And I really love him as an actor, and I think he's dope, and he's someone to look out for. He's a force to be reckoned with. He has an amazing spirit, and I just can't wait to see what this kid does in the future. So I'm solely supporting this because I'm supporting him. So, and Courtney Kemp also. Yeah, so he's been great. And actually, watching this, I did not like Tyreek's character, his character Tyreek St. Patrick in Power. I hated Tyreek. I couldn't stand him. Although Courtney Kemp has no idea why people can't stand that character, I could not stand Tyreek. Yeah, she said. Yeah, she's. It is. She said it on a live. Like she said, she has no idea why people don't love his character. And so I would say in this new series, I love his character. I mean, it's not that I love his character, but I don't hate him, right? He's likable. The kid is likable now. Like, I don't know how she did it, how she was able to transform that, but Courtney changed that character over, and he's not bad. I like this little Tyreek that's in school and who's doing things and, being a little mischievous here and there.
Well, could it be, and again, I'm not watching whatever the show is, but I feel like in Power, the show was about Ghost. It was about James. And so we as the viewer are rooting for James. And Tariq was a disrespectful little shit. I mean, he just was. He was, in our view, he was selfish. He was getting to something that he didn't have to do because he lived a life of privilege. and we just felt like he was making dumb decisions. I mean, he was the reason why his sister got killed. And so for all of that, no, he was not a likable character. Now, maybe in this new series, he has more character development. We see more reasons of why he made some of the decisions, or why, I don't know. But this show is about him, so we're going to get more character development. It ain't about him in Power. Now it's about him and whatever this show is. So I could see that. I mean, and he really is a talented actor. And I feel like part of maybe why the turnaround or the shift in likability is because he is talented. And I think if you and to Courtney's credit, her writing, if you can make that shift from a character being deplorable, unlike, to like the champion, the one we're rooting for, who else we gonna root for at this point? Huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, agreed. Courtney Kemp definitely specifically focused on his character for this particular series, and she's peeling back the layers of his character, and we're seeing his development and kind of his coming. And she said this is a coming of age story for this series, and that's what we're able to see, and it's unfolding before us. So, So I agree with that. Something else I liked about the series is the fact that it's not overly sexual like Power was, and it's not gory.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, because Tariq is still a kid.
Exactly. No, but see, well, wait, because no shade, but the BET series, what was that? Boomerang? That was really sexualized. And those kids are like in their 20s or like a little.
But they were in their 20s. Tariq is still, I mean, from what I remember, I don't even know if he's 18. He graduated high school early, so.
But he's in college now. He's in college. I think those kids are like around the same generation kind of setting, but for sure it's not overly sexual. They show like kissing, but it's not over the top, and I'm really appreciative of that because I do not want to see that with these children. That's something that turned me off of Boomerang on BET. I just couldn't watch these young children do these things. It's just too much.
Well, that and it's just not good.
Something else that was really dope about the series so far is the wardrobe is by far amazing. The clothing selection on Tyreek's character and the professor, her name slips my mind now, but a lot of the clothing choices are fantastic. And I forgot to look up who exactly is the wardrobe stylist for this series, but I will link their name here or post it and their picture. But they're doing a fantastic job with the wardrobe. I'm personally excited to see Mary J. Blige and Method Man.
Girl, now Method Man, oof.
Yeah, Method Man. You can't go wrong.
He is looking good these days. Girl.
Yes, very much so. And he's he's a lawyer. He plays Tasha's lawyer in this series, and he's doing a fantastic job, if I do say so myself.
Girl, he is giving me Zaddy vibes. Okay.
All day. And Mary J. Blige love seeing her on this series as well. She's doing a fantastic job playing another character. Her name in the series slips my mind right now, but she's doing a great job also. And another big ups to Courtney Kemp and her beautiful mind, because she made me fall in love with the series. I'm really excited about it. It's great. And as you can see from my glowing review of it, I think you should stream this series. Like, I absolutely think this is something that you should take the time out to watch. If you're not boycotting 50. If you're boycotting 50, I totally understand. Don't do it. Skip altogether. But with just the things that I kind of pointed out, you should stream for those reasons.
Do you like this series better than Power? Or can you not compare? I mean, they're two different storylines, different, well, not the same characters, but the focus, I
don't think you can compare the two because Power is really in your face with the killing, with the the action, the drugs, and although this Power Book 2 has like those elements, it's not as harsh. It's not as in your face. It's not that bad. It really isn't. It really isn't at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. So the next movie up is kind of a throwback. Well, not really a throwback, but a film that came out in October of this year, and that is Charm City Kings. And this is a gritty coming-of-age drama of 14-year-old Mouse who wants to desperately join the Midnight Clique, an infamous group of Baltimore dirtbag writers who rule the summertime streets. So, Brittany, did you have a chance to check this film out?
I did. I did watch Charm City Kings. Is on HBO Max. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I watched it.
Absolutely. So, what were your thoughts?
I really like it. I mean, like we said earlier, coming of age stories are my favorite to watch. And it was refreshing because it was in a environment that we don't necessarily see all the time. It was filmed on the west side of Baltimore. I don't really see a lot of storylines coming out of Baltimore. So that was good. And then it also had a heavy emphasis on dirt bike culture, which is a big thing in Baltimore. So yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was cute. Well, cute is not the right word. I thought it was good.
I agree. I thought the film was really good. I am a huge fan of William Catlett, the one who played the detective.
Yeah.
I love him. He's from, not just because he's from my city of Alexandria, not just because of that.
He's from Alexandria?
Yeah, Alexandria, Virginia, yeah.
So for y'all who don't know who William Catlett by name, he is the guy who played what was that series that got chopped?
Love Is.
So he was the main character, the guy on Love Is. And I'm glad to see him get more roles because I think he's a talented actor.
I love him. He's also in Black Lightning. He was also in that series. I'm head over heels for his acting abilities and just how he evolves in different characters. It's just, I'm in love with what he does. It's amazing. Yeah.
I thought Meek Mill did all right too.
I do too. I did not think he did a horrible job. I was impressed. I was like, okay, Meek, you're good. Like, it's not bad at all.
Normally I cringe when I see actors trying to be, or rappers trying to be actors. Like, I don't know if you've seen any Grownish promo, but like Sweetie is going to be on there, and I'm already cringing. But she may be all right. I mean, I'm just not a fan of that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But I thought Meek Mill did really well. And I think it's because the storyline, the characters, the environment is in his wheelhouse. It wasn't a stretch, right? Because he played an ex-con, he played a somebody from dirt bike culture. That's a big thing in Philadelphia. So it wasn't, I mean, the environments were similar, something that he knows. So yeah, I thought he was a good fit.
I agree 100%. I thought Meek Mill did a great job, and I thought the reason why he did was because it's similar to what he's used to in the culture that he has in Philly. So it was right on par. I think the kid's name, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, it's Jaha Winston, was the main character who played Mouse.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I have to say, his Baltimore accent was on point. I had to give it to him. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, girl, let me tell you, Baltimore accents, the way he was hitting them cheers,
oh. Like, I had to look to see where he was from. He's actually from Atlanta. I thought he was from Baltimore the way he was speaking. I'm like, oh my goodness, he has that accent down. He did a really great job with that.
He did, but you know what? He's a talented young actor. He was young Ralph Tresvant in New Edition. He was in Proud Mary. What else has he been in? Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Queen and Slim, he was in that. I mean, he is one to watch. Very talented young actor.
Yeah, very
girl,
much
but
so.
You are so right about that Baltimore accent, girl.
Girl,
that Baltimore accent is something else. Like, to me, I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't want people coming at me, but it's something else. I would say that, and I thought he did, like you said, a good job nailing down that accent.
Absolutely,
because it is very particular. It's very like, girl.
It's very, very Baltimore. I mean, it's just, and even though like I'm in Maryland and I'm from Virginia, but Baltimore is different. Like, people need to understand that these are different places. Virginia is a different place. DC has its own culture. Maryland has its own culture, and Baltimore has its own culture. Like,
please understand that. Don't intermine.
Even though we're all we're very close to each other, but accents, culture-wise, it can feel worlds apart.
Absolutely. It's completely different, and you can't have a different accent and pick that up from different areas of where we're at, the melting pot, I guess what you would call that. But so I just thought that was amazing. And the one thing that I will say about the film, I don't know if you picked this up, but to me, I got the Shy vibes.
Because the main character is a young guy coming of age, trying to decide if he's gonna go on the right, straight and narrow path versus be in these streets, right?
Not just so much that, but his friends, the Papa and Jake kind of thing, and he had his two best friends with the locks, and then the heavyset kid. That's what it just gave me, the Shy vibes. It just made me think of the Shy. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But okay, so were there any other things about the film that you particularly liked? I liked that he had a love interest. I think the biggest things that I liked was that, for me, from somebody who ain't from Baltimore, who don't go to Baltimore often, but I felt like it did a good job of picking up on Baltimore culture and picking up on that dirt bike culture, how people gather on the streets and just kind of like these cliques, right? I thought it was pretty good.
I agree. It made me, I called my sister right after I watched the film, and I'm like, wait a minute, sis, I think I missed out on the whole culture up in B-More. We should have been out there.
Why we didn't get our invites to the dirt bike scenes?
Yeah, I feel like I missed out. Like, growing up, like, where was I at? In the house? I should have been up in B-More, but yeah. But yeah, I do think they did a wonderful job with displaying that culture. And just so people know, Overbrook Entertainment produced this film along with Sony Pictures Entertainment. And if you guys know who that is, Overbrook is a production company owned by Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. And if you know, Jada Pinkett Smith is from Baltimore. And her brother also was one of the producers on the film. Yeah, so it definitely had the right people from the city to help tell the story and to get the authentic kind of essence of that to come through. So I definitely think they did a wonderful job with that.
Yeah, I think this film goes back to what we were saying about finding those gems on these streaming platforms. There wasn't a lot of promo for this. It kind of just like sneakily snuck on this app, and I was just like, oh, what is this? At first I thought it was a series. But then when I saw it was a movie, I was like, oh, okay. It just popped up. So again, this is one of these hidden gems that we're finding on these apps like HBO Max, that's on Amazon, for films being exclusively released on these type of platforms that are still good, that have major actors, they're not B-list celebrities, right? They're big players on these apps. So definitely some stuff on there. And Charm City Kings is just like a testament of some quality programming that you can find on the app.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to point out is that this particular film was derivative from the 2013 documentary, The 12 O'Clock Boys, which was a documentary about about the dirt bike scene in Baltimore. And they kind of took that documentary and then turned it into a film. So absolutely, this was a gem that I was excited to see. I just like you, I thought it was a series when I first saw it, and I had no idea it was a movie, but it was beautifully shot. I thought it was amazing. I thought the characters and the actors did a wonderful job. I was really excited about it,
And you know,
it's
another
real.
good thing about this particular film, I did like after the movie, they had all these small vignettes about dirt bike culture in Philadelphia. They had these spotlights on some of the folks who ride there and why they like to ride, what it means to them. So it was just like another hidden gem to watch.
Absolutely, yeah, that was really cool. That they did have a vignette of that at the end. That was really cool. Yeah, it was really dope. Yeah.
But that's all. Watch Charm City Kings, HBO
Absolutely.
Max.
Definitely, you won't be disappointed, especially if you liked Power Book, Ghost, that series. I think Charm City Kings will be right up your alley to watch it. So definitely download the HBO Max app and check this film out.
For sure.
Definitely. All right, guys. That kind of is it for the show. We kind of went off format a little bit this episode, but we will be back to our regularly scheduled format next week when we film again. Again, we will have to try to see what we're going to talk about because some content, we do have some stuff on the docket, but depending on how things are going to be released in Hollywood and what, topics we have to come up with and news I have to bring to you, if we can get a whole 30 minutes of a show, that would be fantastic. We'll try to do our best this season. So please bear with us.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll be good because these digital platforms are allowing so much creativity, so much stuff. Even though COVID is kind of halting production, we're still seeing a lot of those hidden gems, stuff that was shot last year that may be in edit right now or in post. So I think we'll be okay, honestly.
Yeah. All right, guys. And that is it for the show. I am Antoinette.
And I'm Brittany.
Check you next time.
Bye.
Bye.